Hello, all you beautiful ladies and gents, gentlemen. I hope all is well, and welcome back to What the Itch update. And it's been about 8 months since that last video on What the Itch. And you can tell by the title, it's about itching and menopause. So I am Jennifer. If you're new here, I am 50 years old, currently in perimenopause. And if you are in any phase of menopause, you have come to the right place where we share, and I'm trying to encourage and share and come together and unite and get together and get through this together, this menopause journey. So I hope you will stay and visit us often. And I hope you will join in on the conversation. Okay, so like I said, it's been about 8 months. We're going to get right into this. So I have, in the last video, I left off on, and watch that video, I'll put it up there. This is somewhat in order, so of course I recommend watching the series. But, okay, so last video I was starting to experience neck and chest was on fire, as well as my scalp. Now, my scalp is what started to itch first in this whole menopause journey. Probably years ago, okay? I think like probably 7 or 8 years, but of course I never made the connection. And we've talked about that a lot on this channel, that a lot of times we've had these symptoms for a long time, but we never made the connection. Or we're just making the connection that it is menopause. So, started neck, chest, it started up here in my scalp. My scalp was extremely itchy all the time, and it progressed and it got worse. So the scalp is still on fire, and it's funny, my neck and my chest have calmed down. I'm not noticing as much itch on the neck and chest. Now, but it has migrated. Okay, ladies, it has migrated. But there's still something up here. My ears. So the ears are driving me crazy. Kind of the inner ear right up here and inside the ear and on that inner part is driving me crazy. Okay, so the ears, guys. Okay, so still the scalp, settle down on the neck and the chest, and the ears are literally, oh, okay, see, and I'm touching them, and once I start itching, you guys, oh my gosh. Okay, so the ears. Then, again, I have said it has migrated down. So we have passed the chest and the neck, which I am so thankful for. So at least I got a break from this itching. I have then moved down to, I had shared that in my last video, that a little bit on my sides would itch really bad. So now it is my sides still, but then it has moved a little bit more in front, so on my stomach, and it is really bad, you guys. I mean, this is taking up so much time of itching, it's ridiculous. So I have, like I said, the sides, my stomach. I am literally scratching so much that I have rashes, and it's even painful. And I know that if you guys are experiencing this, oh my gosh, are you with me? I'm with you. Like, it's really frustrating. And it's so time consuming, and it doesn't seem like a lot helps. So, okay, let me just continue there. So I've got that whole itching that's moving down. I also am having it on the back of my legs, and a little bit in the inner legs, but mostly on the back. That'll start itching really bad. Okay, you guys, I totally forgot. I wanted to report that the only place that we all think should be itching with our menopause, which is the vaginal and vulval area, that is not itching. But I am starting to notice an itch in the groin area, kind of in those creases of our legs and our vagina area. I hope you understand where that is. Okay. we are losing moisture. Our skin is losing the ability to hold in water, hold in moisture. So this is what's happening from that loss of estrogen that we are experiencing. This is where the itchiness. So naturally, our skin's going to be itchy, drier, because we aren't able to hold in that water. So just as an example, we rub lotion on, it's nice and moist for maybe a few seconds. Well, we're going to not be able to hold on to that. So we notice it in our face, in our body. And this is the declining of the estrogen. Now, I have found something interesting. So it's more, you'll notice it. I started to realize, okay, I'm more noticing it in the evening. So makes sense. Our estrogen is going to drop a little bit more in the evening. So which makes sense when you're getting into bed and you're, winding down. I start itching. Okay. So I start majorly itching. So it's mostly in the evening, although my ears tend to itch more earlier in the day. Go figure. But then the stomach and the sides is more in the evening, and the back of the legs. Okay, so we know what's happening. So, okay, so I'm still just talking about what's happening. Then I'm going to go into what we can do and the rest. Okay, so also I've got something new that came up, and it's called formication. Not to be confused with the other word, fornication. So it's formication, okay? Formication. Formication. It is derived from the Latin word for ant, and it's literally the sensation resembling that of small insects crawling on or under skin, but nothing is actually there. Can be felt as itchiness, tingling, pins and needles, burning or pain, and it's like it triggers the reflex to scratch, which can lead, what I'm going to talk about, which can lead to excessive scratching, which can result in damaging of the skin. So I have now taken on this new symptoms of menopause of formication. And literally, you guys, it's literally like I have bugs crawling on me. I notice it a lot when I'm exercising, like when I'm taking a walk. I mean, I'm constantly like, pulling my pants, like doing this kind of thing and like I feel like something's crawling. Something's actually more for me, it's something biting. So like there's literally a bug or a mosquito biting me, but there's never anything there. So I have learned formication is something in our head, and it's serious. A lot of people with mental health issues, OCD, schizophrenia can really suffer from this formication. So, but for us, it's almost like these little bleeps in our nervous system that tends to make you have that tingling or feeling like something's pinching, biting. Okay, so strange, right? To me, this is one of the, not all, but one of the strangest symptoms of menopause. Tell me if you agree. So this has been awful, you guys. I want to share, I literally woke up, this was probably 2 weeks ago. I woke up out of a dead sleep. I swear it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I literally jumped out of my bed. I felt like a tarantula, okay? A heavy spider was crawling across my back. I jumped up out of bed, literally, like I said, I was in a dead sleep. I was trying to brush this off. I freaked out. I was checking the bed. My husband was like, oh my gosh, like it was so bad, you guys. It was so scary. Oh, geez. So this has been awful. So I have been really struggling with this formication, and I went down the rabbit hole in researching this. And yeah, it's also the loss of estrogen, and it also can be something that as soon as you start to experience, it can get kind of stuck in your head. And I have struggled with that already because I always kind of felt like I had bugs crawling in my scalp, and that makes sense. So it started in my scalp where I felt like something was crawling in my scalp. So it can be anywhere on the body. Okay, so that's where we're at, you guys, and this is horrible. This is awful. So please comment below and let me know if you have experienced this. It's really awful. Okay, so Now, I want to talk about what can we do? What can we do? I always feel like I'm not a doctor, you guys, so this is not medical advice, but I'm telling you what I'm doing and what's helped, what's not. And this is where I really feel like we can help each other on different things, and what's working for one woman could maybe work for me or you, but we all are different, and we all are going to experience our menopause symptoms. We're going to have similar symptoms. We're going to share some symptoms. We're not going to have all the symptoms, you know, so it really does vary. No two women are going to go through menopause exactly the same. We know this. Okay, so the number one thing that, of course, we all know that probably will help the most is HRT. And I am getting close to, I think, some estrogen. I think I'm getting to the point where it's so uncomfortable with this itching and that I may be close to HRT. So that would be the first thing that we can do, and we know that, but that's not right for all of us. That's not right for, you know, every one of us. So what I also, okay, so HRT, of course, then also oatmeal bath, and you're supposed to just grind up the oatmeal yourself and pour it in your bath. Now, this is where I'm struggling, you guys, because I'll tell you this for sure. A hot bath is the worst thing you can do. And I take a hot bath every night. It's a ritual. I love it. I've been doing it forever. And yeah, I like it hot. So this is not okay for me anymore. So I've had to really work on lowering the temperature of my bath. I can't give up the bath. I'm still going to take the bath. I put Epsom salt in, but I'm going to try the oatmeal. Haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to try it. Also, I've had another woman on the channel has suggested sage. She had a really bad itch on her ankle, and she has said that sage worked for her. Now, comment in there. We'll find her again. She's here with us, and I'm not sure exactly how she used the sage, but she said it worked for her itching on her ankle. Love you for sharing that with us. Also, the formication, there is medication if it's really a problem mentally. Also, I have found, so this is all kind of, I found out what we can do. One thing is moisturize heavily in the evening, preferably after your bath, not a hot bath. I also have found that my son suffers from eczema, and so I have that Eucerin eczema cream that seems to help. Like if I'm starting to itch really bad, if I rub some of that on, it will help. It doesn't last. It's very temporary, but it does help. Also, I have been doing some of the slugging with the Vaseline. So I noticed that can help, like my ears, it helps a little bit. And just because Vaseline is like a, I don't know the word, but it's like an emollient. It helps to hold in moisture. So I know we've heard of the slugging on our face to like hold that moisture in. So that can be beneficial if you are experiencing that dryness and, you know, itchiness maybe on your face and even on your neck. Okay, so also I have discovered one thing that's working for me. Now I am itching so bad that, of course, I know I'm damaging my skin. I would show you, but I'm not going to. But my stomach is like I have rashes from itching so much, and I know I'm damaging my skin. So we can really damage the skin. So what I have found is dry brushing. I did a little dry brushing with my son who has some special needs. So I still have his dry brush, and then I have another dry brush. Now, the thinking behind the dry brush is I think it's great for us anyways because, and again, I'm not a doctor, you guys, but for the dry brushing, it helps with circulation, and it also can help with the drainage of our lymphatic system, the lymph nodes. And I think that's an excellent thing for us right now anyways during this menopause phase. So it can help with, you know, toxics, draining our body of those fluids and toxicity in our body. So I recommend dry brushing, and this is what I have found. Using the dry brush very gently to itch is much more, to me, less invasive as my fingernails, my hands. So I feel like the dry brushing is great for if you just do it very gently on the skin, and it really does cure or, you know, relieve the itch rather than using your fingernails and causing that damage to our skin, because it is. I'm experiencing that. Now, what I do recommend for the dry brushing is do not use the dry brush if you're having an open skin, like it's eczema, which again, this can be eczema, you guys. We can develop eczema and the rosacea on our face from menopause. In menopause. So we're finding they're connecting those two together. So you could be experiencing, I guess we could be experiencing eczema. I don't think mine is eczema. I think it's just that itch from that, declining of the estrogen. So, but what I have found with that dry brushing, it has been very helpful. And I do think I'm doing less damage to my skin. But again, if you have open welts or really inflamed skin, or, the dry brushing is not recommended. So make sure you don't have, like I said, crazy inflammation or open wounds or a really bad rash. I wouldn't recommend doing anything, not scratching nor dry brushing. So that's my tip. It's really been helping. I've just, and very lightly you do the dry brushing. And you can get the dry brushes, they sell them everywhere. You could get them on Amazon. I suggest a more softer one, but this can also really be good for detoxing and, circulation and draining the lymphatic system. So I recommend this anyways. I'm going to do a video too on a good stretching kind of work to where we can really work on that lymphatic system, because I think that's really important for us right now. It's important for us anyways, but especially through this menopause phase. So that is what I want to leave you with. I don't want to make this video too long, but I hope that I have at least shared what I'm dealing with, what you can maybe do, what's helped. Please, all of us, jump in the comments and share what's working for you, what's not. I have been so overjoyed I have gotten a lot of feedback from this video, so I know a lot of you sisters out there are suffering from this, and you are not alone. And I love that people are sharing and joining in on the conversation. Oh my gosh, you guys, it makes me so happy. So, and it helps me so much, and it helps us, because I always see that every time you share, every time a woman shares, she is helping or answering another woman's question or struggle. Do you know what I mean? So it's like this, it helps so much. It just spreads. So I love it, and please continue to do so. I hope you have found this helpful, and I will be back soon to update again, but all my love.